All right, yes, okay, let's take care of this one. Slope is -3/4, and you're going through the point 10(1). Now, just so we have these examples that you can go back and reference, I want to make sure that we do this using the point slope formula, and then we'll go back and we'll do this using the slope-intercept form. I just want you to see it doesn't matter which way you do it. Okay. Now, if I'm using the point slope formula, you have to make sure you do plug in correctly. So I've got y minus, what's y1? 1 equals, what's my slope? -3/4. And then x minus, what's x1? What's my x coordinate for the point I'm looking at?
10.
So 10. Now you see I'm going to have issues here because I have a fraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be excited to know that I can get rid of that fraction for you? For $6.99 plus shipping and handling. Sorry, no CODs. And that does not mean Call of Duty.
No, I know.
What?
Turn it to the decimal.
I could turn it into decimal. That just makes things extra gross when they don't need to be. Because if I look at decimals, especially when I'm talking about slope, it makes things super complicated. But if the slope is a fraction, it's really easy to see rise to run that way. Now, what's the common denominator for everything?
2.
What's the only denominator that I have here?
4.
4. If I multiply the left side by 4, and I
That's
multiply,
too complicated.
then ignore this. Skip to the end of the video if this is too complicated for you. Now, why am I multiplying times 4?
To get rid of the 4.
So this 4 reduces with that 4, right? Are you with me? So when I distribute this 4 over here, because there was nothing to cancel with it on the left side, what do you get? 4y minus 4 equals, now look what's on the right side. Those 4's reduced, so now I just really have this guy.
-3.
It's a -3, so distribute the -3, and what do you have?
-3x.
-3x
Plus 30.
plus 30. Now, I want you to stop before you go any further here. At this point, you've got two paths that you can take. If you solve for y, that's putting it in a slope-intercept form. You could also very easily put this in standard form. I want you to see how you can go both ways, and it's still going to be actually quite easy to do that. Okay? So if I take the path for the slope-intercept form, what would you have to do to put it in slope-intercept form? Slope-intercept form means you'd have to move the 4 over. You have to get y by itself, right? If I move the 4 over, by adding 4, I get 4y equals -3x, and then what? Add the 4 to the other side, and you get 34. Do y'all agree? Okay.
17 over 2 is better, right?
Well, right, when I finish solving this guy, so I divide everything by 4, I have y equals -3/4 x, and as you write, as you simplify that, you get 17 over 2. Right? Now that's your slope-intercept form. That is the slope-intercept form of a line that has the slope of -3/4, right? And the point 10(1) would satisfy this equation. But I want you to see what would happen if you did this using the, or putting it into standard form.
It's a lot prettier.
The standard form?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now notice the standard form says you put all the variables on one side, right? How do you put all the variables on one side?
Bring the 3x to be 3x
You would add the 3x, right?
plus 4y
So 3x plus 4y, and then you'd have to do what?
plus 4. So
Move the 4 over and you get 34. Are all of these coefficients, or all of these numbers, integers? Yeah. Is this lead up guy positive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we,
I'm sorry, I was trying. I was
So
understanding form.
that is the standard form way, and this would be the slope-intercept form. Does it matter which form you put it in?
Could you use the slope-intercept form to get the standard form?
Could you use the slope-intercept form to get the standard form? The answer is yes. You would have to,
Add the 3/4.
you could add the 3/4 x, but then you have to clear the fractions.
Oh.
So my question to you is, why would, if you were already doing all of this to begin with, don't create fractions just to clear them again, right? If you can get to this step right here, and you want to go standard form, move the x term, move the constant term, and you get this guy. Or, so you have options, because I don't care which one you do, they're both right. Or if you want slope-intercept form, move the 4, like I did here, divide everything by 4, and you're going to get your two answers.